So, man, greatly raring to get back into this game here. So we're just waiting for these last few picks to come up here on our end.
That's right.
But so far, I mean, how's it been for you, Saya? Because, I mean, from what we've been casting, it's just mostly limited to what is already released on the blind server. You know, we don't really get these opportunities to cast games wherein some of the heroes that are already out in other regions are fielded out for this particular case.
To be surprised, I'm actually startled myself because other than I'm actually new to the new heroes that I haven't seen before, I can see different kinds of play styles and team plays that kind of took me in awe because I don't really see them every day.
Yeah, that's true.
And I can see here on the blue side is the Aurum. Oh, I've been having this kind of a bias for this kind of hero too because I've been seeing it. I mean, there are some servers that I've already watched, and this is a very OP type of hero.
Yeah, that's usually the nature of these newer heroes that have been coming out. A lot of them have been pretty much heavily favored. But looks like, speaking of new heroes, looks like we'll be seeing something a bit more old school for this last pick from Team Red in the form of the Thane. So there you have it, guys. We have both sides locked in with their respective compositions. So we're going to be seeing some more of this Rourke and Aram in this game. Meanwhile, for the Red side, all these heroes that they've dished out pretty much up and available on the blind server.
That's right, and I think the thing that I'm going to have a pretty in awe here is that if the Rourke and Aurum had this kind of good dynamic play, they also have the Superman here as well, and it's kind of new to me because Superman is now being banned as a high priority.
So then again, I guess the tricky part here is not only are we looking at a game which is, you know, coming together of all the different peeps that share our love of Arena Valor, but at the same time, you know, it's a little bit more of a loose competition wherein I guess the bans are more of what they don't want to face personally as opposed to what's kind of OP in the meta. Not to mention looking at picks as well. Whatever they're comfortable with, but looks like we'll be heading into the Antares battlefield right now for our next game between Team Blue and Team Red. Oh, but looks like as we head into it, Superman already getting quite the pressure from both the Morin and the Ryoma. Will just have to back away for now. Needs to make a recall to regenerate some health. Quite the bullying.
That's right, and we can see no early clumping up together in some side of the lanes right here. Not the type that you usually see, so it's kind of like a normal stance right here when you have teams or players in each side of the lane.
Definitely, and I don't know, for both sides I guess they're playing a bit more safer. That's the thing when you're playing these kind of games with players you're not really as familiar, but okay, hold off right there. Looks like we're seeing two members of the red team. We can get her out here on the Valiant server in the future, but meanwhile, looks like Ryoma, or rather, what's that?
This is Raz, I think.
This is the confusing thing, isn't it? Like, it's, okay, wait a minute, which one is it? We don't have that skin yet. Okay, so it's actually the Ryoma. So meanwhile, the Morin gonna get knocked up. 3 members coming in for the blue team, just gonna dive in onto him, and it's gonna be Rourke that ends up with the kill.
That's right, we can already see here from the 2-minute mark time, they already have this early engagement, and on the top side of the red team right here, they really like the very tight spaces to have the engagements.
Tight spaces indeed, just so that they can get the max damage off of their team. But looks like Raz wanting in on some more. That is going to be the support coming in from the L'Oreal just to make sure that the Ryoma escapes just fine.
Meanwhile, Aurum here trying to get into their blue side, but Ryoma is here and wasn't really successful on that steal. Meanwhile, she's going to have a little bit of a difficult time in here.
Yeah, looks like that's going to be a double hold onto the members of the red team. This Aram trying to hold off long and off, but still, the fellow teammates are still far off. But looks like Drury gonna make it in the nick of time, managing to take down that thing. Looks like they'll manage to potentially get this L'Oreal as well, far from the comfort of the support of her teammates, and down she goes. Rourke gets the kill.
That's what I said earlier, that I'm gonna go on all because that Aura managed to stay so long enough to have that Superman had that response coming from the blue team. And that was really amazing.
Definitely. And man, such a heavy lead that we're seeing for the blue team so far. They've been on point across this map, making full use of the mobility of this Superman. They've just been all over. It looks like they're going to reward themselves with a turret in this mid lane.
Meanwhile, they don't really mind about the poking and stuff so long as they push that tower, and it was successful, and they're already onto the engagement right there.
Great hold coming in from Nadek, complemented by the fall damage from the Rourke and the Superman. Great hold to get that kill onto the Thane. It's quite a bit of a struggle for them at this point, aren't they, Team Red? There's a bit of a disconnect coming in from it in comparison to Team Blue, which is functioning more as a unit. And as functioning as a unit, definitely able to utilize the kit of the heroes that they have.
That's right. And I like the way that the blue team has priority on objectives, especially on the towers here. And you can see that they have good engagements and positionings here, taking advantage of the mispositioning of the red side right here.
Man, that was quite the dominating fight in favor of the blue team. Red team has a lot of catching up to do at this point because we're seeing more than a 5,000 gold deficit in favor of the blue team here, and it's not the best position to be in when you're the red team, considering that we're only 5 minutes into the game.
That's right, and as you mentioned, 5 minutes of the game, 13-1. That is not really a good sign for the red team. They have to find a way to actually go for an opening or try to like have this split kind of a skirmish fight so that they can have the chance to catch up. But mostly here again, Aurum, a 2 versus 1. Let's see if she can already hold on to this until the respo comes.
Yep, man, look at this Aurum, able to just, she stands like a strong, independent woman.
Yes.
There you go, you ought to be proud.
Independent right there. I'm liking this Aurum right now. I'm gonna use it when it comes out of the Alliance server.
Hopefully soon, Seiya, hopefully very soon. But blue team looks like they're starting to convert here towards the bot side, bringing the pressure if you're going to notice, ladies and gents. Red team rather limited to just playing it a bit more defensively, much more responsively to wherever team blue is going for a siege.
Meanwhile, the blue team here is pokety right in here, hoping to have this. Oh, I stand corrected. They already vanished right there, right when I was going to say something.
Look, that Olubu there trying to go in onto Chari, but unfortunately the hold was just too much, way too overwhelming coming in from Team Blue. Looks like they're going to try to fend off the Alistair from getting further in on Siege. So I think this is the thing that the red team is trying to push for at this point. At least try to keep those high ground turrets up so that they could still withstand and keep up a good defense, because if they lose out on those high ground turrets, then that's just going to be all the more control coming in from this blue team as far as getting the reach that they want across the jungle side of Team Red. And in effect, Team Red was just going to be pretty much limited to their base from there.
And you can see right here the two side trying to go on a back door, but not so effective because they're too much of an itchy bitchy here. We cannot afford another hit, but sadly their plan has failed.
Yep. Fortunately, it's just way too overwhelming for them to deal with, the power coming in from Team Blue, because everybody pretty much from Team Blue is ahead, not to mention looking at the kit that they have, just damage, not to mention just the general, a lot of them are pretty healthy, I gotta say, that's for sure. And look at that, Nemark's just going in so confidently, whittling down all that health from Challenger number 2.
They're not even hesitating to just tower dive it until it's completely destroyed. Meanwhile, just a while ago, they're not really already taking the objectives here because they're trying for a snowball fight in here with only 7 minutes on the clock. 23-1. This is not really good.
Yep, and looks like blue team not wanting to dilly-dally any further. Gonna go for the picture-perfect finish for this game. Congratulations to our blue team for winning our next featured game for the day. Well played. Round of applause, ladies and gents.
This is like a bon appetit for the blue side right here. A very clean finish, like a Gordon Ramsay would say.
A very clean finish, you know. I like the plating, how the blue team finished off that game, and oh my goodness.
Delicious. Very delicious. Mwah. I agree.
So far, I saw that you're really liking that Aram pick.
Yes, because I really like the ghostly friends right now. No,
like
but in all seriousness, I really like the Aram part there because to be able to be to stand there just confidently on a 2v1 and manage to stay very long in that span of time and time for the Superman to actually go there, that was, I can say that you deserve a crown on your head.
Yes, I awarded you the crown of Seiya bring glory to the arena of valor. But just overall very well played. I mean, it's just very straightforward. Not really much to digest from that point. Just a very dominating performance from the blue team. Again, I think it's the proactivity that they exhibited, especially with these games like Arena of Valor. You have to kind of keep the ball going almost every single time. You can't really have those idle moments because every second you waste, the enemy team, it just gives them all the more room to take whatever they want. So there you have it, ladies and gents. That has been yet another one of our featured games happening live right now in Thailand. Wish we were there right now.
I wish.
But, just a little bit of different pace from the rainy weather we have here in the Philippines. But we'll be taking a quick break for the meantime. Once again, we've been your casters. I'm Mark at your service. With me is the lovely Saya. We'll be right back in just a teeny tiny bit. Stay tuned. Strong independence.
Strong, independent woman, yung tipong kaya niyong bayaran yung bills